All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be getting into the top prop bets today in the NBA, as well as giving you guys a Flex Friday slip here. Let's go ahead and get into it. But first, just a quick recap from yesterday's bet of the day. Yesterday's bet of the day did not go well, 2 for 6 on the day, which kind of expected after a hot streak. That's just kind of the natural balancing act of doing props betting. Again, kind of my goal. Obviously, would love to hit 100% of the bets, but typically I'm trying to stay at our hit rate, which is about 59 to 60%, and we've been well over that thus far this NBA season. And so that will put us literally at 62% on the season. So that, that's okay. Kind of expected, as I just stated. Just looking at the total board today, right now, guys, if you guys are doing some EV betting, make sure to be placing some of these bets. Like if we go ahead and just take out the under fantasy score, take out the fantasy score prop lines, and you guys just want the pure EV bets, we can do that. You can see we have 2 right now. And so I do like to start out the videos with these guys for you guys that are hitting the notification bell. You guys get rewarded instantly with these prop bets. Hopefully they're still available. Obviously, these are always going to be the bets that we want to be targeting. But now let's go ahead and jump on into the NBA. We are getting a lot of good fantasy score prop bets today. And so I do find the first kind of prop bets to be extremely interesting that are popping up here. We got Clint Capella and Zachary Reischischer for under their fantasy scores, which I kind of agree with, but I also don't feel like they're as good of prop bets as I personally want to be going on my way to target. And so you look at kind of Atlanta, they are pretty banged up, and that's the biggest thing. And so that's why the last slate Atlanta was on, I was telling you guys we should be doing a stack in this game with Atlanta because the prop bets are really not reflected in how well Trae Young is going to play. Trae Young, if you look at kind of his props today, I would say are correct, but if we want to bet on his over fantasy score, we could. Like his line is extremely high, but if you look at his per 36 production with all those players off the court, he does average about 52 for his fantasy score. The issue with him is that we are really just betting on him then at that point to have a good shooting day. I still actually like Jalen Johnson in this game, where if you look at his per 36 production with all those players off the court, averages 52 fantasy points per 36. Now, again, guys, early season, small sample size, can't exactly trust that too much, but at the same time, good point to call out. Another thing with Jalen Johnson is that he averages 11 rebounds per 36. And so I would almost rather go that route with Jalen Johnson, where we see his rebounds is at 9.5. I would rather just bet that over than go for these Clint Capella props, where Clint Capella, guys, I would be favoring the under here. Like, don't get me wrong. This is one that I probably will be tossing out. And that's just with Anika Gonku going to be back tonight. I shouldn't say being back tonight, but playing kind of his normal minutes. That would mean that Clint Capella, more likely than not, will get the under here. I can kind of get behind that. And so we look at this prop line for Reischischer. That's where I could kind of get behind potentially betting the under, but also just wanting to stay away from it. I think Clint Capella would be the better option. And that's mostly because he has seen an increase in his role with the injuries that Atlanta has had. And if he gets the same role that he has, he will get the over. And so, assuming that he doesn't shoot the ball poorly or get into foul trouble, obviously those are always the 2 variables. And he did get into 5 fouls the last game and then 2 games ago as well. So there is that concern. And maybe that's why the data is telling us to bet the under here. I don't want to bet on that. I'm kind of okay passing up on that. So let's jump into some that I actually don't mind. We got Jakob Poeltl to get over his fantasy score at 32.5. And with Toronto, they're going to be without Scotty Barnes. They're going to be without Emmanuel Quickly, which has opened up a pretty big role for Jakob Poeltl. The biggest thing with Jakob Poeltl, guys, is literally just the minutes. That's always been the case with him. If he gets the minutes, he's going to get this over pretty much. Now, going against Anthony Davis does have the potential to get into foul trouble. That is a little bit of a concern, but I'm fine betting on him not getting into foul trouble, thus getting the minutes. And so just to call out to you guys, 35 minutes, 40 minutes, 30 minutes. If he gets over 30 minutes, he should be able to get this over. And that's one I'm perfectly fine going with. Another player that we're going to see is popping up for a decent fantasy score prop bet is going to be Grady Dick. Grady Dick has been someone I've called out a decent amount thus far. Thankfully speaking, as I'm recording this video, we are getting these fantasy score prop bets. And so Grady Dick is someone that, looking at his per 36 production, again, with those players out, again, small sample size, but he has been shooting the basketball a lot. And if he continues to shoot the basketball a lot, then he should be able to get this over. The issue with Grady Dick is he averages 32 points per 36, again, small sample size, with Quickly and Scotty Barnes off the court thus far this season. Only 1.6 rebounds, only 2.6 assists. That's a little bit of a concern to me that all of his fantasy score is basically attached to his scoring. That being said, he does get some blocks, he does get some steals, so I'm okay with that. Has a big usage rate, 26% usage rate, and he also has 41 fantasy points scored per 36 with those players off the court. So that's telling us that this line of 25 is arguably too low. He could get this over just in the points alone. And so that's going to be one of my favorite bets. If it doesn't hit, this is one of those spots where I'm definitely okay just kind of eating that. Like, I'm perfectly, like, whatever. It's fine then, to me, if that doesn't hit. Some other bets that I like still include in that game, because I don't think the lines have come up necessarily enough, especially considering the minutes that he could get, is Davion Mitchell to get over 5.5 assists. And we're going to see that that line has been taken out here on PrizePicks. And so what we'll see here is that this bet is still available on Underdog. I'm happy to do that one. And also, we see the rebounds is at 2.5. We see the assists is at 5.5. So if you want to bet the over 8 rebounds and assists, I'm kind of okay with that. I think it has a strong likelihood to just be a push. And what we'll see here is that, yeah, it's about a 50-50 split. I get it. But again, you look at his per 36 production, averages like 12 assists per 36. And the question you're going to have is, well, what is he projected to get for minutes? And it's not that high. It's only 30. But again, early on in the season, I kind of been assuming that this is wrong. But at the very least, he should be able to get around 30 minutes. And we can see if he does that, just insane there that we're getting that line, honestly, because it has a strong chance to be a push. Another player that I like to bet on today is looking at Zion Williamson to get over 7 rebounds. Now, the reason why I'm betting on this is because I do think he's going to get the over. You look at the per 36 production, 10.6. The reason why I phrase it that way is because you guys know by now, I don't really like to attack these lines that have been bumped to an even line, because obviously the original line was either at 7.5 where it's favored for the under to hit, or it's at 6.5 where the over was strongly favored to hit. So the line is just telling us this is a good line for them to not lose money on, right? Obviously, that's always their goal. But given how banged up they are, with CJ McCollum out, with DeJounte Murray out, Zion has had a huge usage rate, about 40%. Again, small sample size, but he is someone that just should have the ball in his hands a lot. If you want to do the points, you could. Maybe points and rebounds would be the route I would want to go, but I feel like that line's slightly too high. And so that kind of concludes my thoughts for the NBA slate. Now let's go ahead and jump into some NFL bets that we're going to get here for Flex Friday, guys. We have some good ones, also some ones where I could see maybe not want to go on. But first, I do want to call out the 9-to-5 membership. Obviously, I'm making these educated decisions for these bets each and every single day using the 9-to-5 PrizePicks and Underdog cheat sheets that are available for you guys for just $10 a month. But when you use the promo code Keep Cashing, get it for $8 a month for your first month. Other sites will cost, really, if you do $8 a month, like 6 times that. If it's $10 a month, like 4 times that per month. And that's just for their basic packages. I give you guys everything for that $10 a month price. I always try to give it to you guys to the lowest price possible, and I'm really proud of that. So looking at guys right now, we have Jalen McMillan to get under 3.5 receptions. That's the best EV bet in the NFL. Definitely happy to include that in a slip. An interesting one here as well is Xavier Worthy to get under 3.5 receptions. If DeAndre Hopkins starts to get worked into the offense a little bit more, I could see this happening. Now, what we can't have happen is what happened with Jalen Warren and Deebo Samuel, where it's a throw that goes forward for the quarterback, but is like behind the line of scrimmage or whatever, where it goes the way of Xavier Worthy being an actual reception and not a rush. If you guys follow me there was a Deebo Samuel catch that was ruled a catch, and then that was flipped to a rush. That really, whatever was the original ruling should have stayed. It seemed like very tilting there. It's just one of the natural things that happens in betting. That was tilting there. But if the reason I bring that up is because Worthy does get used in those kind of ways where he's going to get some carries or receptions, really close to the line of scrimmage, that it would be tilting to see us miss a bet that way. And I could see that happen with how he's used. But DeAndre Hopkins could see a significant role increase in this if he's healthy. I think DeAndre Hopkins has a good. I could see that happen. Don't mind that. So he's good. I like McMillan for under his receptions. We have a lot of decent bets here. I'm going to do an NFL video later on today, so be on the lookout for that, guys. Let's jump into some college football. And so right now, I have this sorted by prop line difference. We are getting a massive prop line difference for Carson back for his passing yards. Want to call that out, off by 12 compared to the average sportsbook line. That's kind of crazy. Shouldn't be happening. And so looking at the edge, we got Ohio State receiver to get under 4.5 receptions again, or 5.5 receptions. Again, a good EV bet projection data has this at about 5.4. So to me, guys, I feel like we're more than prepared to make a good Flex Friday slip. Let's get into that. But I want to call it just one quick update that I made yesterday. And if you guys are 9 to 5 members or not 9 to 5 members, maybe you just want to sign up for some email notifications, do that, guys. You can get access to the 9 to 5 kind of updates. And I'm going to be doing this here tomorrow and calling this out, but you guys can sign up at the bottom here to just get, be informed of what's going on the website. But one of the things I did is I kind of updated the Demon and Goblins tabs here, where for the Demon bet here, we can see the line for Cade Cunningham is okay, but really let's look for just these over bets. Jay and Ivy to get over 19.5 points is about a 48% chance to hit. So not terrible, not great, but I did update the Demon tab there for you guys, as well as the Goblin tab. Now, the reason I don't highlight these because they're not some bets that we should be targeting to have long-term profit. So I did want to call it. That's updated as well. And so let's go ahead and get into the bet of the day. Obviously, I do like the Grady Dick over fantasy score. I like the Joachim Poeltl over fantasy score. A little bit of concern of that game potentially being a blowout. Can't have Anthony Davis getting Joachim Poeltl into fantasy or getting into trouble there, foul trouble there. Rudy Gobert to get over 11.5 points and assists. That's currently an EV bet. Probably not going to be there for you guys. So, you don't exactly have to do that one. We have Davion Mitchell to get over 8 rebounds and assists. Again, I see that more as being a push, but I would favor the over. Again, if you didn't want to use that one, there's other bets out there on the 9 to 5 cheat sheet you can use. We are taking the EV bet for the under receptions in the college football game. And then we got Clint Capella for under his fantasy score. One of the best prop bets on the board right now. Guys, that's going to be all for today's video. Again, make sure to use the 9 to 5 promo code when you guys sign up for your 9 to 5 membership. Take advantage of the best value out there for fantasy props betting or just props betting in general for PrizePicks and Underdog. Thank you guys for watching. Give a like, give a subscribe. Also, hey, if any of you guys have played Call of Duty and you guys are still listening to this, let me know how that has went, because I haven't played Call of Duty in a while. This version of Call of Duty looks kind of fun. I kind of want to try it out. Don't have that much free time though, so I probably won't, but maybe I can get an hour in here or there. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck, and as always, let's keep cashing.